Ladies and gentlemen, for the thousands in attendance and for the millions watching at home, DCK Productions proudly brings to you the greatest podcast in the world! The greatest podcast in the world? Suck it. No, you suck it. No, you suck it. No, you suck it. No, you suck it. I appreciate it if you both suck it. Suck it!
We really should stop this fighting. Otherwise we'll miss the fireworks.
There won't be any fireworks.
And here we go.
And welcome everybody to Suck It. I am the great and powerful King of Kings, Prince of all that is awesome, Derek. How is everybody tonight on a Labor Day edition of Suck It Podcast? It is a fantastic day. You know, great weekend. It's been beautiful weather here in Northern Virginia. I hope it's been, beautiful where you're at as well. But it's been beautiful. It's been in the 70s all weekend. It's just fantastic. Got out to enjoy nature, went through the mountains, did a whole bunch of cool stuff. It's just been fantastic. And then earlier today, we had the Mental Health Hour show. And I had Psychic Medium on William Constantine, fantastic gentleman, a good friend of mine. It was a fantastic show. Please go back and check that out. But it was overall just great, and kicking it off with a great week. So, how's everybody else doing? Everybody else doing great? I'm hoping so, because you know what? Again, like I said, I am. So, let's just get right to it. So to kick off this week, I have an amazing guest. She's been dubbed the Queen of the Paranormal and has been an actress in a ridiculous amount of movies. She recently has become the host of the Hollywood Entertainment News and a whole list of other credits to her. But the coolest thing about her is she's got her own comic book about her as well, and actually set a record for the world's first person to actually mimic what her comic book does about her. That she's a real-life comic book hero. Just a whole slew of cool stuff about her. And we're going to talk about all that and more. So please welcome to the show, Miss KO. Hey, how are you?
Good. Hey, how are you?
Fantastic. It's Monday. It's Labor Day, So
yeah, can you believe it? Wow.
I know. We're about 4 months left in the rest of the year. I mean, this year's almost over.
Yeah, can you believe that? Then we start another one. Hopefully we'll be able to do some Comic-Cons. That would be fun. Get back on the road again, see all my friends, and see all the fans, and give them hugs and kisses, Gotta wait for this virus to go away. I miss everybody so much, and it would be nice to, get back to work that way.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's, Comic-Cons are one of my favorite things in the world. I'm a huge, as you can see.
I saw that, yeah.
I'm a huge nerd. So, it's one of those things where, I need comics in my life, and I need, nerdiness in my life. And I haven't gotten much nerdiness this year, which really sucks.
Sure as heck does suck, I'll tell you that, financially and every other way, too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, especially for, because I'm also a stand-up comedian, so it's like, I haven't been able to do any, stand-up. I haven't been able to do much of anything other than the show. So Thankfully I've got the show, but other than that, it's like, just ridiculous.
Yeah, it's tough. I know a lot of the, celebrities from the Comic-Cons, and we're all struggling. Even actors, movie sets are shut down, and there's not a lot of work, and hope they save their money, because that's what happens. And it's tough. It's tough for everybody in neighborhoods and just in any kind of job. I mean, the furloughs now are called fire-alls, so they just fire you. And God, hope you can, find something. I mean, I've been, just shopping for neighbors. I've been delivering packages. I've been doing whatever I can to help out in my neighborhood, especially with animals. I save a little bit of my money, and I go around and make sure that we have enough for the neighborhood, because I live in an older neighborhood. There's a lot of neighbors that can't get out. I mean, they have breathing conditions. They have problems. If you hear scratching at the door, that's my dog. That's my TV against the door, so he doesn't get in.
So, let's just start with the obvious here. Let's kind of deep dive into who you are and what you're all about. But let's start with the obvious. Where does the name Queen of the Paranormal come from?
Well, in 2007, I was doing a radio interview. I was starring as CC, two C's, in a paranormal adventure show on cable and on broadcast television here in New England, all 6 states, called CC the Huntress. CC was a lot easier to and more palatable for people to digest than Kadrolsha Ona. So we just said CC. It just was easier, CC the Huntress. And so I was doing radio interviews, and a gentleman called, and he said to me, IW, the Queen of the Paranormal. And I thought that was like the coolest thing, And so from that day forward, I started using Queen of the Paranormal. When I did events, like CC the Huntress is Queen of the Paranormal. I've got posters. I know you can't see the one in the corner, but, well, maybe you can if I turn it this way. Because there I am in the black one, CC the Huntress, Queen of the Paranormal. And that was dated back in 2009. And so then I decided, well, geez, that's a cool name. I trademarked it. And that was one of the best financial moves I had ever made. I trademarked it, and it caused a big stir amongst people. But I guess they don't understand business and career and taking a path forward, because that gave me the ability to be able to help more people succeed to their goals. I mean, I love to help women succeed. And so the different things that I do can open up opportunities for other women to succeed, and men too. So it was a win-win for everybody when I trademarked that.
So now, I mean, are you a ghost hunter? Are you somebody that actually lives a supernatural life? I mean, what else is there to it?
Well, I was born into it. I have over 7 generations of dream interpreters and spirit communicators. This is on my maternal grandmother's side, my babcia, which is grandmother in Polish. And then like her mother, which would be my babcia Rogala, which is a stara babka, old woman, old grandmother. And then on into Poland and Russia. I'm part Abenaki, Native American as well. I grew up in a bilingual household, half Russian, Jew, everything. And so I thought everybody was like this, talking about dreams and interpreting things and talking the spirit world. That's the world I grew up in. So it was very easy to continue that as you continue into your adult life. So that plus ghost hunting, or paranormal investigation now, excuse me. I started at a very, very young age doing that, and just simplistic things with a candle in a jar, asking the flame to go up when I was very young, with my parents watching me, and even though my parents weren't involved in it, I think I skipped the generation there, but the other relatives were. So I would say for a very early age, I did paranormal investigations, and I still do them. And I take a lot of celebrities out with me at the Comic-Cons in the evening after hours to experience the spirit world on a level that is not like a ghost hunting television show. It's far different. It's real. And I teach them how to communicate and how to teach others how to communicate. So it's a learning lesson, and they get to, teach their family and like that too.
Gotcha. That's actually pretty awesome. So when it comes to that kind of stuff, I mean, all the, the ghost hunters and all this other stuff that's on TV, what do you feel about those kind of TV shows?
Well, all I can say is, as far as them being real, this is what I'll ask you. It's what I'll say to you. They film 5 to 8 days wearing the same clothes, boiling it down to one evening. Do you think that's real? No. Okay. You just answered your own question. I didn't have to. But for entertainment value, that's pretty cool. And people want to get scared. They want things to happen. They want to see things. So for entertainment or comical entertainment, sure. But it's sure as hell not real. I produced many programs. I'm executive producer for Tag Team Productions, Friendship Production Films, and boy, we have a lot of films that we work with that are real. So I know, and I have done casting on a few of the shows, and I know what it takes to be a producer, and I know firsthand that ain't real. They can say whatever they want. It just freaking isn't. But it makes great entertainment, and it may be, well, once somebody might want to go into the field and explore it and really understand what it takes to be a paranormal investigator.
Interesting. Yeah, because I felt the same way about those shows, and my wife's all about, oh no, that's real. I'm like, it can't be.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Sorry, wife.
She doesn't watch my show, so it's all good.
Okay.
This is usually my place to vent and talk shit about her because she doesn't watch.
Whoa! Don't do that with me, please. I'm not going to be involved. No,
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. So you've been, I mean, looking at your IMDb, you have a ridiculous resume.
Yes.
I mean, woo.
Yeah, hey, look it. We're in America. We live in America. You can be and become anybody you want. And to do the small bits that I do on the films, it's fascinating. I learned from a young age. I don't want to spend the time to be like a Hollywood starlet or anything like that. I like to do this and that and the other thing. But I do like to have my finger in there because I'm very creative, and I love the world of make-believe and pretend and acting. So, I fit right in there, and just to have a foothold in a small way by being an extra or in a green screen thing, whatever. To me, that's important. I like that. And it's very easy to do. And I have friends in the industry that say, hey, we're doing this. Come on over. Hey, we're doing that. I say, you're going to feed me? Yeah. Okay, I'll be there. It works out well, for all of us. But since this COVID, everything has come to a grinding halt in that industry. Yeah.
Unfortunately, yeah, you're right. And one of my biggest fascinations with you, as far as your film accreditation, is the amount of MCU films you've been in. Everything from Captain Marvel to Civil War. You've done. I mean, you've been a part of it, and it's just like, that's like the dream for anybody right now, is just to be a part of that, that universe.
Yeah, I guess so. And you know what? I look at it this way. The small way that I can contribute or be involved, paid or not paid, it's just wonderful. I think people, if they want to be involved, if they want to do things like this, come on, you can do it. Look at, I can. Why can't you? So just do it. I mean, what you can do is get an IMDb page. You can apply for these, jobs and extras right through the IMDb page, or you can find an agent that would help you. And I just look at it this way: in order to get, you have to give. You have to give time. You have to this. I also run a PR company called ES News, and I do a lot of trade-offs. Hey, you give me the role over there. Hey, you give me this extra thing. I walk through the set. I'll do a great press release for you and blast it on 2 different wires, national and international, that I'm connected with. I've been doing that for over 18 years, press releases and working with the media and filming presidential elections, both sides. So I love politics, but I am not political.
Explain that.
Well, I love politics. I scream at the TV, both sides, both point of view. Yelling like a fool, and they're like, I think they're going to answer me back. Of course they don't. And only in my mind, I think they do. And that could be a movie. I've been able to, when when President Obama was looking for support in the media, this goes way back, in his early election, and trying to get feelers out in the New Hampshire area, I was one of the women that he approached. They emailed me, and because I did media, I had a show in the media, and I did PR and all of that. So not to join his team, but to be a person in the media that he could depend on that would do filming or whatever. Not only that, but Duncan Hunter, I did the same thing. I did wonderful filming for him, followed him on parade routes and things like that. And when I do work like that, I don't work with a slanted opinion. Like, you know how you can take the camera and slant it a certain way to make it look like there's nobody there, or there are people there, or only focusing on the ones who are going boo. I try to make the person look the best he possibly, or she, the best he or she possibly can when I'm hired. I'm not biased or prejudiced in any way when it comes to a paid job like that. And I love doing it. So I've been doing it right along. And then when the presidential candidates came up here to New Hampshire, I was there again, right there with my 4K camera. And I was filming different news, things like that, and submitting it to get a paycheck.
Damn, you're just all over the place.
Yeah.
And I haven't even gotten to the comic book yet. Say that again?
Keeps you young,
Oh, of course. Of course.
Yeah.
And I haven't even gotten to the comic book yet. I mean, so let's talk about that. You have your own comic book.
Yes, I have several, by the way, and more coming. I was doing a Comic-Con in Omaha, Nebraska, and Oaks Bluff, Iowa. There's a little bridge that goes over to Iowa. So the Nebraska Comic-Con from Nebraska rented the place in Iowa, right across the bridge. So I was over there, and it was so much fun. Oh my God, I met so many people. We're all still friends and whatnot. And this gentleman, Charles Moisant, walked up to me, and he said, "I'd like to put you in a comic book." And I'm thinking, hey, who would want that? Of course I want that. And I said, well, let's talk. And so long story short, he was doing a comic book called Haunted Tales of Bachelor's Grove. He was doing 6 books in that series. And I wanted my character to be me, named after me, doing things that I do in real life. That's what I wanted. And so we went back and forth, and they create Brian Morissette from Rising Tide Publications. He created the script. And then Jeffrey Moy, I believe his name is, he was the artist at that time for the comic book. And so after that was done, Brian said to me, you know what? I did some research, and I think you're the only one that has done this in comic book history, where you are yourself doing what you do like in real life between the pages of the comic book as a superhero. So he researched it extensively, and we found out that I'm trying to think of the word, indisputable. It's not undisputed. It's indisputable. You cannot dispute it, because that's just the way it is. The people that came closest to me were Roy Rogers and Dale Evans back in 1934, I believe. And they did their television show in comic book form, but they weren't superheroes. So I took that, and from there, it's just been, one thing after another. We've already done, right now, I think we're on our 3rd book for the Tales of Bachelor's Grove, which is an actual real cemetery. I went there last year when I did SilCon out in Illinois, and the cemetery is really creepy. And so we did some, shots, photographs and this and that, for the next comic book. And that was really cool. And then I decided I want to do my very own comic book. So it was created the Paranormal Adventures. And now we're up into book number 3 on that. And then we have Celebrity Ghost Hunters. And that is a crazy, crazy book. It was based after 2 ghost hunts that went viral. And so we combined them, and I wrote it. And Brian Morris, he's like, our guy, he scripted it, put it in script form, and we put that out, and we put it for sale. Now we're doing a movie based on that, and another comic book coming out again, based on our adventures there. They're kind of adultish, so it's an adult magazine with Jimmy Starr, Ron Russell, Eileen Shapiro, and a rock star. We had 2 different rock stars, and one became quite emotional. I am gonna say who he is. He's pretty big. So, and off camera, he was going, "K.O., please get me out of the building, please." I mean, he was like crying. So Eileen got him out of the building, and then we went on. But we had some funny things that happened where we were climbing over this fence, and there's Eileen, and if you know her, she's very, very well endowed, and like, wow, like you can't stop staring at her because she's just gorgeous anyway. But she was stuck on the fence with her boobs. We're stuck on the freaking fence, and we're laughing our heads off because she couldn't get her boobs off the fence. And so we put that was in the comic book too. And then, there's Ron Russell with his, he thought he saw a glory hole in a wall, and there's dumb me going, "What's that?" It was just the craziest thing. And one of the rock stars, his grinder app kept going off, and it was hysterical. And so that's what's in the comic book. So if you go to queenoftheparanormal.com, you can see it there. I have an instant download for it, and also paperback.
Oh my God, I got to read that.
Oh God, yeah, you'll laugh. You really will. It is freaking funny, and it follows the path of the viral ghost hunts that we.
Because I can the way you were describing, I can picture Eileen being in that situation.
Yeah, she was just wow. That was funny. I ripped the back of my pants pretty good and climbing over that damn fence, and there's there's Ron Russell, older than all of us, whoop, up and over like what the hell happened here? Who plugged him in? Went up, and yeah, he's great. I didn't realize that he really is a ghost hunter, and he did very well with the dowsing rods and EVPs and everything needed. I mean, he was just right there, and he's funnier than hell. He's quite the comedian too.
Oh, he is. Oh, yeah. I mean, Ron is.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No. I was just gonna say Ron is like a master of all trades.
He is. He really is.
Yeah.
And like you watch him do comedy, and you learn so much from him. It's like studying old-fashioned comedy. I mean, there's timing to it. There's the way you pronounce your verbiage. I mean, everything. And to watch him, he's like a mastermind at it. And when we were in the building and doing EVPs, I believe I asked the spirits, "Do you know who we are, or do you know my name," or something like that? And what came back was Jimmy Starr, as loud as could be. You could hear it, and everybody got freaked out, because how would they know Jimmy's name? Jimmy Starr. That's exactly what the recorder said. You can hear it on the tape, and we put that in the comic book as well.
Even the ghosts know Jimmy.
Yeah, can you believe that?
Everyone knows Jimmy.
That's true. Yeah, famous news.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know who Jimmy is a world famous PR rep, and runs World Star PR with Eileen Shapiro, and has his own podcast and TV show with his husband Ron Russell, who's an actor and been in a ridiculous amount of movies as well. So check them out as well. That's who we're talking about here, if you guys don't know. Close friends of both of ours. But that's just hilarious.
Yeah, I'll tell you, when you read the book, and then if you go on to Jimmy's site and watch the 2 videos, of course there'll be a lot of adult language, stuff like that. Oh God, when you get past all of that, it's pretty hysterical. I mean, we were the only people allowed in to Kings Park, New York. I mean, the other ghost shows couldn't get in, at all, not granted permission. I carried it in a folder for myself too. And I do believe that, and I've been in other places to do paranormal investigations and filming, like the Hoosac Tunnel in Orange, Massachusetts, where the east portal is, out to North Adams, Massachusetts, where the west portal is. And ghost hunters couldn't do it. Ghost adventures were only allowed to stand outside the bridge. I mean, the train tunnel, it's a 5-mile train tunnel. I was allowed passage through the entire thing by a retiring CEO from Pan Am Rail Services. So that was extraordinary. And, you know, I've been to places like that because I keep the integrity of the building and the historical value of the situation intact. There's no, oh, did you hear that? Or, oh, you know, and all this conjuring up spirit stuff and, you know, yelling at them. We do it in a professional manner and respect the spirits, and also very steep in the history. So that's why we were granted permission for all those places. And the Mount Washington Hotel. I know the ghost hunters said that they were the first ones to investigate. And I wanted their management, Mark Tetlow, who subsequently got arrested years ago for scamming like 70 grand from people. That's a story for another day. Anyways, they said they did it first. And I'm like, no, you didn't, dude. I did it 2 years before you with New Hampshire Magazine in tow, and we did it for New England Cable. So they wouldn't, say that it was me. So what I did was I contacted the hotel and the conglomerate that, I think it was Omni conglomerate that owns the Mount Washington Hotel now. I sent them all my information. And what they did was they took the ghost hunters down from the facility, saying that they did it first, put me up. And so anyone that goes there, their staff has been trained to say it was me, period. A girl from New Hampshire did it. And I will go to any length to get the credit due that I'm given. I do the same thing for women. They'll come to me, I didn't get credit for this or that, or they didn't give me my money back for this convention or, ghost hunt that never happened. And I hunt them down and I get the money for them, because you have to give credit where credit is due. If you don't give me credit, I'm going to take it from you. And that's my motto. And I've done it consistently, and there you have it. I'm one tough girl, I guess.
We're going to talk about that and more. I'm going to take a quick commercial break. I'll be right back.
Sure. Okay, awesome.
All right, guys. So I'm here to talk to you about BetterHelp. Have you been in a situation to where you think you need counseling, whether it be for stress management, whether it be, bipolar disorder like I have, or, are you just feeling down all around and you just need someone to talk to? Check out my friends at BetterHelp. The great thing about BetterHelp is that you don't have to worry about going onto your website for your Aetna or Cigna or anything like that, and then trying to find a therapist near you and then waiting 2 or 3 weeks, maybe even a month sometimes, to finally get into that therapist office, see that psychiatrist, or whatever the case might be. There's no waiting rooms. There's no uncomfortability. With BetterHelp, it's all right there in the palm of your hand, right there on your cell phone. You can text your therapist any given time, any time, day or night, 24 hours a day, and they'll respond back, and you can just chat. And then you also have weekly sessions that you can also have. I do mine every Sunday night at 9:00. I'm not afraid to admit that. BetterHelp is a great, great option for somebody who's just looking for someone to talk to that you don't feel like going to a doctor's office for. So please go to betterhelp.com/SIPod for 10% off your entire subscription with them. Again, that's betterhelp.com/SIPod, and you can get, again, 10% off. You can't go wrong. BetterHelp is there for you day or night, 24/7. 365 days a year. Trust me, you won't be mistaken. And now, back to the show. All right, we're back. All right. So, you've been mentioning a lot that you're a big advocate for women.
Yes.
So what exactly are you about for that? What exactly do you do?
Well, first off, what I'd like to do if a woman comes to me and says, hey, can you help me in my career goals? I want to I have a radio show, and like nobody's listening to it. What do I do? I want to be a famous ghost hunter. I get a lot of that too. But what I try to do is put them on a good career path by, first off, starting at square one, a business plan. Building a business plan is very important, and constantly changing the business plan to grow within you and your growing career. I think that's very important. I've helped many women that way. I started the show Paranormal 13 News, and on that program, I take women from all walks of life and men, and they're on the show, and we do this great news thing, and they're able to be seen in a market internationally that they would normally never be able to afford for free. And they get their websites, so we're able to promote them and help them get work and do press releases for them and like that. So the other thing too is people with disabilities. I'm a big supporter of that. My son Bobby had Tourette's, and I work with people that have Asperger's, and they do go shows. So I gave them a contract to be on Roku, the Galaxy Global Television Network, to push that. Also, with the films that I do with Tag Team Friendship Productions, we do films that matter, whether it's about mental health issues, sex trafficking. That's what we do. All of the people involved in our organization, Tag Team Friendship Productions, has a disability, whether it's, they're mentally challenged or they suffer from depression, bipolar, whatever it is. We are a team together, putting films together to help people. And we've won many, many awards. I've been the executive producer on a lot of their films and have received a lot of awards. So we can bring awareness that, hey, there's nothing normal in this world. We're all paranormal. So why don't we just get together and teach each other through film and also through music, because I'm one of the founding members of the New England Music Hall of Fame. And again, what we do is we celebrate positivity with that. All kinds of music, from a historical perspective up to modern day, all genres like that. So that's how I like to help women with mentoring, and men as well, best that I can, to get them a good footing in their career the right way.
That's awesome, because that's actually, one of the things that this show is all about.
Right.
Yes, it's called Suck It Podcast. And yes, I talk to celebrities, and yes, we talk about entertainment, we talk about comedy and stuff like that, but there's always an underlying theme in every episode, and it's mental health.
Right.
Because again, I don't call it a disability. I call it just a disorder. With being bipolar, having PTSD, and having severe anxiety, I want to bring my message to the masses as much as I can, because I want that one person that's considering suicide, or that one person that doesn't know whether or not they should seek therapy, or whatever the case might be. I just want to help that one person every day, or every week, or every month, because I want them to know that they're not alone. And by, me coming on here and having these conversations that are, again, with no pre-interview, unscripted, and we can get real and raw and uncensored and all that other stuff, I want, again, to let them know they're not alone. And that's what the whole point of the show is. And to connect with somebody like you on that level is amazing to me, because, again, it just shows that there's more people out there that truly do care. Mental health is one of those things that is rarely talked about still to this day, even in 2020, especially among men. And because, again, and I've said this 1,000 times, men, especially from my generation and before, not so much this current generation, but we were always told, oh, suck it up, drink some whiskey. Yeah. And that's where the name Suck It comes from.
Yeah, boys don't cry, boys don't do that.
Exactly. So that suck it up mentality is exactly where the Suck It podcast comes from. Is for anyone that ever told you to suck it up in your lifetime, we tell them to suck it. And that's what it basically boils down to. And it's 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 bringing that empowerment back to us, because
Exactly.
so few people do that, and so few people care enough to actually speak up and say, hey, I'm bipolar, I've had 2 suicide attempts, don't be like me and hide it for 37 years. Damn it, do something about it when you first notice it. If you see something about yourself, say something.
And the thing is, too, if you have caring people that are around you and they see you're having difficulty, they don't walk away. They're there to help you, assist you, get you the help that you need. And I think that's really important. When, Eileen said, hey, you're going to be on Suck It podcast, I was beyond thrilled, because I knew about, the mental health awareness, and I knew how much that meant to me with Tactic Forensic Productions, and also as, a mom with kids that have disabilities and disorders like that. And myself, I've been struggling with post-traumatic stress syndrome. I was attacked in my yard at gunpoint, and it didn't bother me at first. But then who do you have to talk to? I tried so hard with to get to a counselor, to have somebody to talk to, and it was like pulling teeth. It was just, it was ridiculous. And I found that over time now, I have trigger things. I'll go outside and just out of the blue, I'll see that tree that I got attacked near, and I just completely boom, I'm back there again, and I'm not having a good day, and I can't think, and I don't know, like that. So, I struggle as well. And I have a very good daughter, and she'll, oh, come on, Ma, let's sit and we talk it out. And then I'm better. And I find the less coffee I have, the better I am too. Because that whoops me up, and I go outside and I look at that tree and I just want to chop the fucking thing down. That's ridiculous. It's a tree. It didn't do anything. The tree's a good tree. I can hug that tree.
Yeah.
But, that's what I was left with. So the more that I talk about that incident, the better it is for me. And what I do is I go and I talk at events about it. I talk about not so much gun control, not so much anything like that, but when you're one house from a school, the school should lock the doors, especially when the gunman got away. And so this is important to me. And, I wrote to the mayor, and just to make sure that people are warned. But I did take the brunt of it. I was sexually assaulted and knocked out. And it just, years later, you're just still, I think the post-traumatic stress syndrome hit me a good year or so after. I mean, at first I was okay, but then it slowly creeped in. And that's how my doctor said it would if I didn't get help. And I tried to get help. But now I use my pulpit here, to be able to talk about the situation and with people. And hopefully, we can help each other. That's important.
It really is. My PTSD comes from an abusive marriage that I was stuck in for, roughly about 4 years. And it's now been 13 years since I've been away from it, and it still affects me to this day.
Yeah.
My current wife will do certain things that just kind of spark a memory from those days. And, I used to lash out irrationally, but now that I'm aware of it, and, for the longest time, my wife would tell me, there's something, you need help. There's something wrong with you. And I fought it forever.
All I say that.
Yeah. But I knew that there was, but I refused to admit it, because again, that ego mentality, that that masculinity. Oh, if I get diagnosed a certain way, or I have to go seek help for something, that takes away who I am. And I fought it forever, and it wasn't until just about 2 years ago. It'll be 2 years in November that I finally sought help for it. And it was a series of events that just completely tore me down, and it took it took me to hit rock bottom, almost committing suicide. My dad almost died that week as well. He had a massive stroke, and It was just, a lot of stuff going on at work, and then people were coming down on me. It was a combination of everything at one time, and I just broke. And at that point, I was like, okay, there's something wrong here. And then through time and, just a lot of, talking and whatever has got me to this point. And I attribute, my wife and my best friend, to making sure that I'm still around, my kids. And it's tough, but now, because of this show also, I come on every day, twice on Mondays, and I get to talk to people who, either know somebody that's been in a situation, have been in a similar situation, or just, are passionate about the subject and in some which way, shape, or form. And the amount of people that I've had on the show that have dealt with a mental health issue and any, even if it's just stress-inducing, panic attacks, whatever, it's astounding. And how much it's still not talked about. And that's why I started the show. And it's because it's a real life issue that needs to be talked about.
I believe so too. I don't know what people are so afraid of. They're afraid of like the 1950s mentality.
Yep.
That it's a stigma. It's crazy. That's crazy. Listen, it's 2020. Okay, grow up. We all have issues. We all have problems. We all need help. Why don't we help each other? And that's, one of the things that, I like to do. And I do it in a positive manner because, just to rag on somebody or whatever, that's not going to get you anywhere, Well, maybe a little bit, but no. But yeah, you got to do it with positivity. And I'm grateful for the projects that I've been involved in with a gentleman named Chris Onino. He's a director of a lot of the films that we did together. And boy, we won some fantastic awards, with him at the helm there. And of course, all the people that, contributed to it. And now we move forward into the New England Music Hall of Fame. Again, all positive and great. And with that, we have the Hollywood Entertainment News. And that is celebrity gossip with a positive spin. Not, talking about some guys wearing the diaper going down the street, you're making fun of people. I'm not going to do that. So we have it all worked out that it's going to be positive. It's going to be fun. It's going to be filled with laughter. And that is what I like. So as Queen of the Paranormal, I'm always into the positive energy. So that is definitely my game there. And I've been putting out, I filmed, yesterday I was doing these Hollywood entertainment news briefs. They're very small little snippets, about a minute and a half long, about all different topics that are on the magazine. The first one's paranormal, about dreams, celebrity dreams. That's going to be a cool one. That's going to be up tomorrow, believe it or not. And you're going to find out that in actuality, this celebrity got advice from her dead friend. And it paid off gazillions times over and over and over. So that's a cute little snippet that we're going to do. Again, all positive. So when we talk about paranormal horror or celebrity gossip or whatever we do on the Hollywood Entertainment News briefs or Hollywood Entertainment News, which is a half-hour-long show, it's all positive. Now, this program, you can see it right on HollywoodEntertainmentNews.com. It will be embedded there. It'll also be embedded on other networks. It is going to be in airports. It is going to be everywhere where you have a device. So it's a new concept. It's the wave of the future. And again, there are opportunities for men and women for me to open the doors for. The bigger I get, the more opportunities I have to give and lend to, other people so they can succeed in their career.
Wow. That's awesome.
I sound like a pretty douches, but I'm not. I laugh about that. Hey, I'm but I really, really cannot stress enough how we need to pull together as human beings and get through this pandemic, get through strife, get through all the disorders we have, and I think we can do it if we all stand together.
Yeah. And it's, it's funny that you mentioned that, because I'm actually in the process of working on a project right now to where I'm actually going to produce and create a web series.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Based on mental health as well.
I think that's wonderful. Yep.
Yeah. So what I kind of want to do is I kind of want to follow six people over the course of like a week, and really kind of dive into who they are and why they certain things. Try to get all walks of life. I'm trying to get some celebrities involved as well, because it's just one of those. It's a passion project. I think that it'll open up the eyes of a lot of different people, and because I'm going to do it in a way that I don't believe has ever been done before. And, I have a Kickstarter out there for it because, it's going to cost money. But I'm trying to raise as much awareness, as I possibly can. And, I'm so thankful that there's people like you out there as well that are doing the same thing. It just means the world.
Well, let me know if you need anything, if you need publicity or an article written that we can make sure that you get seen through Hollywood Entertainment News on one of our pages. And then that'd be wonderful. Then people all over will be able to know about your project and stuff, and hire me, okay? Hire me. I'll help you any way I can. No, serious. People that, I say that, and then, they call me up, they go, oh my gosh, she really did help me. She didn't want anything in return. Because I don't. I think that we should have a skill set, be able to take that and share that with people too.
Well, then I will definitely be sending you an email about it.
Excellent. I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Because I could use all the help I can get, because it's going to, like I said, it's going to cost an arm and a leg and of money I just don't have. And it's something that I really, I've been talking about it a lot on here, but it's something that I really, really, really kind of want to put together, because again, without people like you, without people like me, and I'm not trying to take any credit because I'm just a little guy, trying to, again, raise awareness for, stuff like this. I mean, and it's so amazing to me. Like tomorrow night I have on a rock and roll star who's, wrote a cookbook. About but that cookbook's for raising awareness for autism. And it's like,
oh, wow. Okay, cool.
It's like fantastic. It's a gentleman by the name of Kenny Wilkerson. He's the bass player for Nova Rex.
Okay.
So his son has autism, Asperger's, and so he did this cookbook with the likes of like Ozzy Osbourne and a whole bunch of other rock stars who wrote a recipe that contributed to this book. And I'm like, hell yeah, that's amazing to me. And just the people that I've met. I mean, I've met a really good friend through the show, who I've been acquainted with now for a while, who's a psychic and a medium, but also a life coach. And he's taken his time out of his day to help me with some things as well. And it's like, and again, not asking for anything in return. And it's, it's like,
that's called a good person.
They are. Yeah. And,
that's not a selfish person. That's a good person.
He is. I mean, and all the people that I've met through the show, and, just the connections that we have and the conversations that we're able to have, I think really, serve a great purpose. And I want to continue just to preach it to the world and, let people know, again, we're just like everybody else. There's nothing wrong with us. Yes, we might have a disorder, but that doesn't mean we're any different than you. We're human too.
Yeah, and everybody has their idiosyncrasies, and they just have them, or quirks they like to be called, whatever. And hey, I work with all types of people, and that's why I just shake my head saying, wow, there's so many colorful people out there, so many professionals, so many different people, and it's a melting pot. I say it's a melting pot, and we have to be accepting of everybody and everything. And again, we should help each other, and I'm dedicated to doing that. Anyone that knows me, has read about me, will know that, yeah, I am trustworthy. I keep my word. I am dedicated to helping others and animals, and that's how I raised my family. And we do the Queen of the Paranormal together. It's a business. It's a family business. And so we have different things, greeting cards. We have just a whole bunch of stuff going on. And we do it together. And I think that's important with families, that you work within, your families too.
Yeah, I mean, family is the greatest resource in the world if when you have the right family. For a long time, I didn't have the right family.
Yeah. Hey, listen, horror stories. I should be the axe murderer, but I'm not.
Yeah, but yeah, family is sometimes your greatest resource for everything, and it's yeah. I'm really grateful for the family I have.
I am too. I have my son, my daughter, and they're just my rocks. Unbelievable. So, and it's nice to have them through life, and help them with their career goals, and babysit my grandson. And he's so precious, a cute little bug, and yeah, life is good if you let it be. That's why I say don't focus on the negative. Yeah, we have a pandemic. Okay, put a mask on. We still have life. We still have things we can do. We can help our neighbors. We can do things. We don't have to sit at home and complain. And yeah. Okay, I'm off the pulpit now. Who can I pretend I am now?
You are an amazing woman.
Thank you.
You have, you're doing so much, for, your community around you, and women and everybody else. You're definitely somebody that, people should aspire to be, not just women, but men in general, men and too. You were, because I mean, again, with everything that you've done, I mean, from comic books to paranormal stuff to acting to everything, empowering women, it just speaks to your character, and that is amazing to me. So I wish there was more people like you in the world.
Oh, thank you.
I truly mean that. You are definitely an amazing individual. I'm glad that Eileen hooked us up because
I like her. I really like her.
So do I.
Funnier than hell. She really is. She makes me laugh.
She really is. I mean, back in July was when I first started working with them, and they had booked like 2 solid weeks of shows for me. And one of the days, one of the guests, when they had booked, I had to pull out because they had a death in the family. And they were like, you know what? Me and Jimmy are going to come on and we're going to have a ball. So I'm like, okay, cool. So next thing I know, I'm having Jimmy and Eileen on my show. And I'm going to tell you what, it was an absolute blast. We talked for like 2 hours on the show, and we just constantly just cracking jokes, laughing back and forth. Those two are amazing. I'm glad to have, been hooked up through them, and I consider myself very blessed with the connections I've made and so on and so forth. And now I've got another wonderful lady in my life that I can So again, I appreciate that, and you are just you are a spectacular individual.
Well, thank you very much. A lot of people say to me, "Geez, everything just gets handed to you." And I'm thinking, like, there's nothing. There is not a overnight sensation. It's called hard work and many, many years doing so, and not giving up, and not changing who you are just because of, oh, I want that job. I think I'm going to go do a sex thing or something with somebody to get that job. No, be yourself. Be honest. Be kind, and help others. You have to give in order to get. And I've been blessed with different people in my career. One is Antonio Choice. He is a marketing manager for me, and he owns Cass, his marketing firm. And he was the gentleman who puts the airport streaming services into the airport. So, you go and you see the TVs in the airport. That's him. And so I hooked up with him kind of just by accident, and I was originally on airport television, but that contract ended, so they had somebody else, and Antonio is the one that took it over. It was REMS, who owns all of the screens, but it is powered by Cass, the guy who puts this digitally into the digital signage thing. And so we were talking, and I wanted my paranormal stuff that I did and different things that I do on that TV. So I was able to barter. That's what we did. We bartered. I'll do all your press. You put my stuff on the airport TV. Well, not only went there, but it went on smart, the smart cars where you plug in the electric. They have these screens. So I'm on those. And I do this thing called Supernatural News Bullets. They're 1 minute long. They include music, anything from Azazel to the Talisman who lives up in the attic. That's Bulgarian folklore. So a whole bunch of different things. And it's all, closed caption, and it runs at the airport. And a lot of people see it. And I've got a QR code, and they snap it. And then they're at my website writing me a whole bunch of nice things that, is great to be able to see that stuff. I put out positive quotes. I have a book for it where I come out in, it's actually cartoon form, and just reciting, positive quotes that I've written, that people can see at the airports. And at the Denver International Airport, we have these little stations, they're big stations. You can make free domestic calls, international calls. You can charge your cell phone. You can watch me right on the screen, along with other people too. So there's a lot that people don't realize when they think of paranormal. The Facebook kind of click people there, they're just focusing on, who's on our travel channel, or who's on, whatever channel like that. Well, that's just cable in the United States. I mean, I want to be global. I want to take hold globally. So I took more of a global stance into the general public than to being cuckolded into like a Facebook famous thing. So on cable. So yeah, my reach is pretty vast and pretty far when it comes to getting my name, my brand, and all of the positivity out there. And with that, I became the face of airport TV streaming services, just like Jennifer Garner with her Neutrogena commercials and stuff like that, because I do commercials and PSAs as well. And I work with minority companies in Atlanta, actually all over the place. I've sent them my old cameras so that they can film and bring awareness to what's going on during the riots and things like that. So busy.
Just the more you more and talk, the more I smile, because it's just, you definitely live and preach that whole power of positivity thing. And,
yes,
more people need to be, like that. And, again, I can't say it enough. You're just an amazing woman, and I'm so happy to have met you. And
I'm happy to met you too, because Eileen was saying what a great dude you were and stuff like that. And I'm a little shy. A lot of people, they don't realize that here's the TV version, but want to see the real version. Whoa. So.
Well, I'm glad that you were able to get honest and raw with me, especially about, the time you were attacked and stuff like that, because, again, that's what the show is all about. And I truly appreciate when people get like that, and they don't just sit there and expect, for me to read off of a PR script or whatever the case might be,
right?
Because I refuse to do that. That's not me. And like I said, because I don't even do a pre-interview. I just want to know enough about you to start a conversation, because everything else I want, everything else I want to know is going to come from your mouth hole. I mean, that's how I look at it.
My mouth hole. Okay.
Your mouth hole.
I remember that one. My mouth hole.
That's my favorite line. Come out of your mouth hole.
Wow. I've never heard of that one. That's a good one.
I have a lot of Derek-isms that I use.
I guess so.
Yes. Hey, you got to make up words in this business. Otherwise, you got to be catchy.
I use big words, and some of the words I do make up. I can't think of them offhand, and people think there really are words, because I interject some big educational thing there, and they think, oh, she's so smart. So I can rattle off something like not pronounced right, and they think it's right. Hey, it's all paranormal, right?
Exactly. You don't know. Yeah. That's how they pronounced it back in the 1500s. This is what this guy just told me. That's what we can go with. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
They won't know.
Yeah, that's the ticket. Sure. Okay, I believe you.
Again, I appreciate that, and I'll definitely be emailing you and contacting you on a separate level.
I really hope so, because I think that we could really do some positive work with your project, and I could maybe even lend you some advice, or whatever that I've been through, some pitfalls. Maybe I'll share them with you, and then you could avoid those as well.
And I appreciate that. Thank you very, very, very much. Yeah, and I'll definitely be getting a hold of you soon, and we'll definitely chit chat. But again, KO, I appreciate you so very much. You're just amazing, and yeah.
Thank you. Ooh, my face is so hot.
Well, I can't compliment you enough. So, but yes, you are awesome, and thank you very much.
Okay. Then listen, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it more than you know. If people want to learn about me, all my stuff's on the website, queenoftheparanormal.com. And don't forget about this fall coming up, Hollywood Entertainment News. You can go to hollywoodentertainmentnews.com, and that will be where the little briefs are. They're not daily though, because I have a lot to do, but maybe weekly. Yeah.
Yep, and all those links in her social media will be linked in the description of this video. And again, I thank you very much.
And I thank you too.
You have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye. I love people. Especially people like her. Just amazing. What a way to start off the week. Guys, I hope that you enjoyed your Labor Day. I hope you got a fix at the pool, or went to the beach, or got some barbecue in your stomach, drank some beer. But again, come back tomorrow for, like I said earlier, Kenny Wilkerson, the bass player for Nova Rex, who has a new cookbook out. That's a heavy metal cookbook all about cooking, and all the proceeds go towards Rock On for Autism, a autism charity. So fantastic stuff coming up this week, but definitely check us out tomorrow for that. And again, I love everybody here. Thank you very much for joining me on this wild ride that is Suck It. For everyone that ever told you to suck it up, that's exactly what you need to tell them, because we're just like them. But again, stay happy, stay healthy, and as always, stay fucking heavy. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace.